What's up, the John Squad? This is John Palini here, your YouTube World Heavyweight Champion here on YouTube, and I'm coming at you today with my WWE Monday Night Raw review for March 30th, 2020. So let's do this, shall we, the John Squad? So we kicked off WWE Monday Night Raw last night with the Undertaker, and he talks about AJ Styles calling him by his real name, Alan Jones, and and he talks about that he would not try him, and mentions some legends' names that Styles waited until they were gone. So and all the things he said about him and crossed about him, and that they crossed about him, and that his wife does the Styles Clash, his wife Michelle McCool, and that he will beat him in the Boneyard match at WrestleMania, and that he will get his hands on him, and that AJ Styles will rest in peace at WrestleMania. And that's what happens there in that segment. So Becky Lynch talks about last year's WrestleMania main event at WrestleMania 35, and talks about going into WrestleMania, and then she shows some footage from last year's WrestleMania, and then they show the WrestleMania 35 from last year, right? They showed WrestleMania 35 last year. They showed the triple threat match between Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, when Becky Lynch won both of the titles. So they show that, and then Becky Lynch says that talks about Shayna Baszler, and that she's not taking the title off her at WrestleMania, and that she's the champ, and that she's and Becky Lynch just talks about Shayna Baszler, and that she's gonna have to get to Baszler, and that she could see if she's gonna beat her, she would have to get by her back in line. So that's what Becky Lynch talked about, and then Shayna Baszler comes out from behind and puts Becky Lynch in a sleeper hold, in a headlock. And then Shayna Baszler bangs Becky Lynch's head on the announce table, and then picks her up and then throws her sideways into the announce table. So in the first match we had on Raw was Aleister Black versus Jason Cade, and the winner was Aleister Black. It's funny how Aleister Black just keeps wrestling unnamed jobbers on Monday Night Raw lately. It's pretty funny. You get what I mean? The second match we had on Raw was Kevin Owens and the Street Profits versus Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza, after Selena Vega announced that Andrade would not compete at WrestleMania due to his rib injury that he suffered. And so Austin Theory replaces Andrade at WrestleMania. So Angel Garza and Austin Theory will be teaming up to take on the Street Profits for the Raw Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. So then the winner of this match was Kevin Owens and the Street Profits. After the match was over, Seth Rollins curb stomps Kevin Owens. So then Kevin Owens gets on the mic after we come back from commercial and cuts a promo and says that he has a lot to say, and that this building was built he talks about the building and stuff like that, about what Seth Rollins said about the building. He heard that people would he heard that people would say that nobody cannot stand Seth Rollins. And so then Kevin Owens talks about that, about his past, and about his WrestleMania matches, that about his past at WrestleMania. That's what Kevin Owens talks about, and that he would that he's going to burn it down at WrestleMania. That's what Kevin Owens says, that he's going to burn it down at WrestleMania this Saturday at WrestleMania. That's what Kevin Owens talks about. So then we had a promo with Edge, and Edge talks about Randy Orton, and we are all drunkies for that, and that's what Edge talks about, and you and Edge just talks about. I can't really understand what Edge is talking about, but Edge just talks about that. We all drunkies for this, and you have a drunkie for this talk about. Edge talks about grit and stuff like that, and picks in that he was handpicked by Evolution, and he talks about being okay, but Edge talks about grit is forgiven, and he and talks about the Hall of Fame and and his career, and that he can't fabric magic and make after. So then Edge then says to Orton that he dug himself a hole in his grave, and he will never get back out. So this is going to be an intense WrestleMania match between Edge and Randy Orton. Can't wait to see it. So then the next match on Raw was Asuka versus Kaden Carter from NXT, and the winner was Asuka. So then the final part we had on Raw was Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman talks about that this is the go-home show to Monday Night Raw, and look who's standing here in the ring as the WWE champion, and that is Brock Lesnar. So then Paul Heyman talks about that, and then he says a couple of choice words. He says a couple of curse words. Paul Heyman, which I had to beep out, and then he says that Drew McIntyre is special. That's what he says, and that he has stand up, and that Drew McIntyre special, and that's what he talks about, and that we are going to find out if the Claymore kick will take down Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and that next year in 2021, that come next year at WrestleMania, that Brock Lesnar is going to stand here again as WWE champion, which I doubt. We never know. Knowing WWE's logic, that he'll be standing here again as WWE champion on the Go Home show to WrestleMania on WWE Monday Night Raw, and that's what happens to WWE Monday Night Raw last night with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman in the ring. So once again, the John Squad, please like this video. Leave your comments down below what you thought about this WWE Monday Night Raw episode. Leave your comments down below and subscribe for more. Boy, do I miss the WWE fans, man. They sure make a difference. But anyway, you mean a lot to me, the John Squad. I love each and every single one of you guys. Stay healthy, the John Squad. I love you guys. Peace out, the John Squad. Enjoy the rest of your day today, and I love you guys. And hopefully you enjoyed today Monday Night Raw last night, but the fans do make a difference. That's right. Peace. Peace. Love you guys.